Reflective practice assignment. Differentiated instruction within community placement. As we know, differentiated instruction can occur through 4 elements. This being content, process, product, and the environment. Differentiation based on content refers to material being learned or accessed. Differentiation based on process refers to activities presented or how learning takes place. Differentiation based on product refers to how the learning is demonstrated. Differentiation based on environment refers to the designated area/space where the learning takes place. It is time to take what we have learned about differentiated instruction and relate it to our community practicum. Follow where my community practicum takes place. Let's explore. Welcome to Student Accessibility Services at York University. This is where my community practicum takes place. Student Accessibility Services' mission is to provide a professional, confidential, and responsive service to support the needs of students with disabilities. The Student Accessibility Office assists in transitioning students with disabilities to their studies at York, helps promote self-awareness, promotes access and awareness as a resource to all members of the university community. Advocates for an inclusive, barrier-free, accessible campus and facilitates and coordinates individualized support and academic accommodation for students with disabilities based on an assessment of their unique needs. At our practicum, we meet every week. During our meetings, we hold workshops, organize social events, facilitate campus tours for students registered with the office, and take part in a peer mentorship program. Now let's get into the importance of the peer mentorship program and how it promotes differentiated instruction. As mentors, we are assigned 2 to 3 mentees. These are students attending the university and registered with the Student Accessibility Services Office. Meetings are held 1-to-1. Our duties as mentors include support academically, mentally, and emotionally. One day, I met with one of my mentees as we would on a weekly basis. The student expressed concerns regarding an upcoming essay due in one of their courses. The student had trouble understanding how to complete her essay. The student came to me expressing their concerns. I explained that I will do whatever I could to help. So I thought, what can I do to help my student? Finally, I knew what to do. I needed to incorporate different strategies of differentiated instruction for my student. I began by changing the process. My student's topic was politics. All of the notes from class were scrambled and it was hard for her to gather ideas from her limited notes. This helped the student learn material through a different perspective. By introducing assistive technology, it exposed her to an array of information to use. The technology also helped her gain a deeper understanding of the material as she is a visual learner. Resources such as videos and pictures helped guide her learning. Next, I changed the environment where we worked in. The student had trouble focusing as our meetings were in public, louder places. I decided to change the element of the environment. To ensure a more focused learning space, I reserved a private collaborative space. This allowed the student to gather thoughts and think critically without the added stress of other peers in her surroundings. I was able to help guide her learning in a more private setting. As her mentor, I was able to direct her learning in a quiet space and help review unfamiliar concepts within the content. By incorporating elements of differentiated instruction such as changing the environment and access of materials, my student was able to successfully accomplish her task. She received a high grade and was able to understand more about her learning style. I chose to change these elements to create a sense of community for my student. The purpose of this placement is to become more involved with those in our communities and help in any way we can. Ensuring accessibility for my student meant making sure all the material she needed was available to her through an array of platforms. Promoting student-centered pedagogy meant putting the needs of my student first. This meant learning and understanding her needs and determining what changes would help her best succeed. Finally, accommodations or modifications meant implementing the necessary changes to help my student achieve her goals. As an educator, this pedagogical decision can help in my teaching in a variety of ways. Firstly, it helps in knowing my learners. Being more aware of students' learning styles, habits, and interests can help me guide their learning in the most positive way. Secondly, It allows me to reflect onto my own self in ways in which I learn best. This allows for a deeper appreciation and more empathy as a teacher toward my students, who may require implemented forms of differentiated instruction in the classroom. Third, it promotes consistency and readiness. This decision allows students to feel confident in their learning and grasp concepts that were once too difficult and out of reach for them. Thank you for listening to my presentation. It is evident to see that implementing elements of differentiated instruction can greatly benefit your students' learning and impact their educational journey. Hope to see you soon.